Greetings, loyal subscribers and honoured guests. So now it's time to go through all the stuff that I picked up in April. There's a couple of things that I'm not going to show because I've really touched upon them in other videos already, which is my copy of Valhalla that I got in my limited run blind box. What was the other thing? Oh, Choro Q. I did the whole Choro Q on PS2 video, and the Choro Q game in there, the later one, was a recent pickup. So I didn't really see the point in going over it again because I covered it in that one. But this video is slightly late this month because I was quite busy last weekend. So rather than trying to do too much, I just decided to push this one back a week. But in general, I'll try and stick to the first Sunday of the next month to get the previous month's pickups out. But so let's get looking at the stuff for this time. It's rather PS5 heavy this time. There's slightly fewer items than there are sometimes because what is there is sort of big items anyway. So don't know why the camera's flashing like that, but anyway, I'll just show you the first game before I flip to the trailer. This is Tinytinas Wonderlands. So let's switch over to the trailer quickly. Yeah, so as you're probably aware, this is the latest sort of spin-off to the Borderlands series, which focuses on Tiny Tina, and it's really a follow-up to one of the DLCs they did for Borderlands 2 called Assault on Dragonkeep, which has been since re-released on as a sort of upgraded one-off version that you don't need to play Borderlands 2 to play. And I have got that as well. I think it was given away games Xbox Gold. So yeah, I have got that and I played it a little bit, and the design of that hasn't aged very well compared to this full-on sequel with all sorts of modern, nice extra things that they've added, quality of life stuff. The original's a bit frustrating to go back to all this time later, which is not entirely surprising because it's quite an old game now, the original. So and I am quite enjoying this. I do like the sort of Dungeons and Dragons inspired style of it, with all the fantasy and the overworld map and stuff like that, but I am slightly disappointed that not all the weapons are fantasy. You start off getting a few crossbows and magic books and so on, but it isn't long before the usual old machine guns and rocket launchers and stuff come back. So anyway, that's that one. Let's flip back to the main screen. So number 2, we have just had May the 4th a few days ago, and I am wearing my Star Wars t-shirt because it is Star Wars month as well in general, with Obi-Wan coming out. So the next game is Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. So let's switch to the trailer. Now, I haven't picked up a Lego game really and played it extensively for quite some time. I did pick up a few actually not a little while ago, like the Marvel ones and the Avengers ones, but I haven't actually played them yet. They were really cheap, so I've still got those on my backlog to actually boot up. But I watched a few sort of quick looks of this, including Giant Bombs and Next Landers, and it looked really cool actually. Of course, this one covers all 9 of the sort of main episodes of the Star Wars saga, the Skywalker saga, as they're called, and it isn't a repeat of any of the content that they've done before, because there have been numerous Lego Star Wars games already. They've gone back and redesigned it all, and it's much more sort of third person zoomed in than it was before. You can still play it co-op with someone, and the basic sort of idea is still quite similar to the old games. You collect studs and try and collect enough in a level to get the true Jedi status, and find all sorts of hidden bricks and things that unlock cheats and secrets. There's thousands of these glowing Lego bricks. Can't remember what they're called now. Kyber cubes, I think that's right. Yeah, because they're Kyber crystal. Anyway, so yeah, it looks quite nice on modern consoles. I couldn't quite decide whether to get it on the Series X or the PS5, but I settled on the PS5 version in the end. So, game number 3 on the PS5 this month is Beyond a Steel Sky, and it's quite a nice steelbook version of it, which is quite appropriate. So let's have a look at that one. Now, this is a game I've been interested in playing for a long time because I loved the original Beneath a Steel Sky on the PC. But this was a Apple TV exclusive for quite a long time, and I did actually start playing it on my Apple TV, but it really performs badly on there. It's got a juddery frame rate and the graphics don't look nearly as good. So I put it off. I deleted it from my Apple TV and waited for it to come out on consoles, and of course it has. And the PS5 should have plenty of power to do justice to this game. So I haven't actually started playing it yet because I want to go back and play Beneath a Steel Sky again. Just going to have a drink. Yeah, I want to replay the original before I play this follow-up. Hopefully the puzzles aren't too difficult because I'm really not used to playing adventure games much these days. I usually get stuck and get frustrated when I do try and play them. But I expect there's a walkthrough by now. But oh, excuse me. I'd like to avoid using a walkthrough if I can. So I think that's the version I've got with the art book and the comics. Yeah, there's the steelbook as well. Yeah, I sort of stumbled across this game. Let me just switch back to the big. Yeah, I stumbled across my copy of Beyond a Steel Sky by accident. Really, I went looking for a game to buy in CEX. And it was there, and it seemed really cheap compared to what it was going for online. And I double checked on my phone, and yeah, it was a bit of a bargain. So I picked it up. So I'm not entirely sure when I'll get around to playing it, but I'll try not to put it off for too long. And the last of the PS5 games this time is called Yonder, the Cloudcatcher Chronicles. So let's start the trailer for that one. This is another game I've been interested in playing for quite a while. It's been described as sort of a Zelda-y open world adventure, but without any combat, which always intrigued me because I don't see why games need to have combat really to be interesting. And that description is fairly accurate. There is indeed no combat, and instead you sort of do quests helping people and finding little sprite things that help you push back the malevolent dark forces that are corrupting the world. And you can talk to foxes, as you might have seen just there, and you build out farms and settlements and things. That's one of the little sprites who's clearing the corruption. Actually, finding the sprites and clearing corruption reminded me a lot of Kena Bridge of Spirits, but that did have a lot of combat in it, of course. But the basic concept is quite similar. Actually, when I picked up this game, I did pick up the sequel called Grow as well, but that's a digital purchase on the store. So I haven't got a box to show you for that one. And now we can move on to other things. So I've also got one Xbox One game here, which is Tropico 6. Now, I've really enjoyed Tropico 4, I think it was. That was the first time I played a game in this series, and I loved it. It really soaks up the time if you get into it. So then I got Tropico 5, sorry. I got that in PlayStation Plus. It was a free game, and I did dabble with it. Quite enjoyed it for a while, but right at the end of the sort of tutorial stage, which can take a long time, it sort of sets you a test, and I failed it, and would have been faced with doing the whole thing again, and I didn't really feel like doing it at the time, so I sort of bounced off Tropico 5. But I am still interested in the series, and this is the latest one, and I think this is sort of the complete edition. Well, it's called the Prez edition. I don't know what that means. It's got some bonuses. Maybe it doesn't contain any DLC, because they usually do quite a lot of DLC for these games. But what I really like about these games is the tropical setting and the chilled sort of Caribbean music that plays in the background as you play. And the game is basically very similar to something like SimCity, but with a sort of Banana Republic trade element, and the fact that you're a dictator and you tell your you enact sort of what's the word? You tell your people what the laws are going to be, and they have to do it on at risk of punishment of death, that sort of thing. But it looks quite pretty from this. Not terribly different from the previous games, really, but I expect they've added some elements. I'm not sure entirely what's new in this one. I think this is an Xbox One game. It's not labelled as having a Series X upgrade. I haven't installed it yet, but I will do that soon. But I don't think we need to watch all 3 minutes of the trailer. You get the gist. So I'm going to switch back to the big camera. So 3 more games now. The next couple are Xbox 360. This one is called Gun. So let's flip up. Now Gun, for whatever reason, has passed me by all these years. I've been familiar with it, and I see it all over the place. It's quite a common second-hand game, and it was on multiple systems. I think it was on the PS2 and the original Xbox. I'm not sure if it was on any Nintendo consoles, probably the GameCube. Yeah, I think it was on the GameCube. And then they did a next-gen version at the time, which was PS3 and Xbox 360. And I've gone for the 361 because I'm assuming it looks and runs better than the old gen version a little bit, but it won't look like a game that fully takes advantage of the more powerful consoles. But I enjoy stuff like Red Dead and other cowboy games. So I saw something that showed this off not too long ago, and I thought actually that looks pretty good. From what I've played, which is an hour, it is quite good too. Controls well, looks okay for such an old game, and the acting and sound seem decent too, so it looks like a fun and cheap game to get into. So if you like your cowboy games, then consider picking this one up on whatever platform you've got, really. So the penultimate game is Sega Superstars Tennis. So let's get that going. Now I picked this one up because Mort, on his relatively new channel, Mort from Pixel Game Squad, talked about this briefly in one of his videos, and he said it was a really fun game and cheap to pick up. I do love Sega All-Stars Transformed, the kart racer, and I do enjoy a nice, fun tennis game. And as this was made by Sumo Digital, who made both the Sonic Transformed and some of the entries in the Virtua Tennis series, I thought I was onto a winner here. And yeah, I do quite like it. It's got a campaign mode where it's all sort of strange mini games that are only very loosely connected to tennis, really. And I've done the Jet Set Radio stages so far. And yeah, it's got all sorts of characters. It's a very good game for a Sega fan to enjoy. Yeah. So the last one was £3 from CEX, but this is something I found purely by chance a few weeks ago, and this is Dream Pinball 3D for the Wii. So let's start the trailer for that one. Now, I believe this trailer is for a PC version of this game, so there's a table in here which isn't necessarily in the Wii game. It's that Two Worlds 2 table. I don't see anything about that mentioned on the box of the Wii version, although it could be in there. And I think some of the people involved in this worked on older pinball games like the Big Race USA and Fantastic Journey and Time Shock, stuff like that. So those games were really good and had good physics, and so I'm expecting this game to be decent at least. But the tables that aren't the Two Worlds table have a sort of quite generic names like Night Tournament and Atlantic and stuff like that. So they're not terribly imaginative. Oh, Aquatic, sorry, not Atlantic. They aren't all that creative really with the themes. But it looks quite nice. I expect the Wii version isn't quite as shiny and clean as this one, but the Wii should be able to run it fairly decently. It's been a good old while since I powered up my Wii or Wii U for anything really, so I am going to have to get my Wii U plugged back in and enjoy some games on there. So yeah, because of course it can play, the Wii U can play original Wii games in a slightly higher resolution, so that will be the way I play this, I expect. But yeah, I'm quite glad I found it. That's it really. So let's go back to the big. So yeah, that's everything for April. I'm glad I finally got around to doing this, because now I can put things on the shelf and not have them in a pile waiting to be talked about, because I've already started building up the pile for the next episode. There'll be quite a lot in that one, I think, because I've bought a couple of bundles of PS4 games and another bundle of stuff in one of the Easter sales. So where I've already got a pile of about 12 or so things to talk about, and we're only on the 6th of the month while I'm recording this, so got a lot of May to go. So yeah, that might be a multi-part video, or I'm not sure, but anyway, yeah, so thank you for watching. It's not as long as it has been sometimes, so that's good, but I'm going to end it now. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope to see you on the next one, and in the meantime, take care.